Hello everyone, I'm Justin Antweil. It's Bucknell Baseball Media Day as we're just days away from the 2018 season. Bucknell opens its season at powerhouse and fourth-ranked the Arkansas Razorbacks. It happens to be Coach Heather's alma mater. Coming up, we're going to hear from a plethora of coaches and a plethora of stars as we talk about the 2018 season. It's a Bucknell team that was predicted to finish first in the Patriot League standings. They boast an all-league shortstop in Luke Johnson and the preseason pitcher of the year, Connor Van Hoose. Let's check out some interviews. Connor, congratulations on that great honor.
Thank you very much. It's huge. I didn't even know it was coming. We're really excited. I mean, team's looking great this year, about a week out, especially from tomorrow, headed down to Arkansas. Can't wait to get started.
Your work ethic is so good. How many ground balls do you take a day?
A lot. There was a video I was watching, actually. It was talking about Dustin Pedroia when he was young. And his dad made him take a ground ball for every swing he took. And I watched that video, I don't know, about a year ago. So I've tried to take that approach because everybody loves hitting, but you take 100 swings and it's like, all right, well, you got to go out there and take 100 ground balls. So I've taken a lot of ground balls this year. I've tried to work with Madigan a lot, Kiefer, Korchak, Miles, Winsig, all those guys. So I think we're going to put a very solid defensive group out there this year, so I'm looking forward to it.
You play with so much emotion and swagger. Where does that all stem from?
It's just from the people back home, and the way I play is just the way I've been brought up. It's my coaches, my parents, my mom, and my grandparents. Just everything I do, I play for them, and I wear it on my sleeve.
All right, what makes this Bucknell baseball team unique?
I think we have a lot of young talent on this team, and I think the leadership from Luke Johnson and the older seniors, they bring a lot to the table. I think that the bond that we have between this team compared to last year is a lot tighter, and we're all really, really excited to get things going.
Jack Graybeck and Jeff Gottesman have such a high ceiling. What can they do their junior year to get back to their freshman year form?
Well, it's just comes down to consistency, and we worked a lot on mechanical flaws that they had in their deliveries. A little bit in the fall as far as in bullpen settings, just to get them to a point where they were throwing more consistent strikes. Stuff-wise, they've always been really, really good and been able to compete when they're on. But the consistency part is really the big thing that they need to figure out this year.
What Major League Baseball pitcher do you look at and say, you know what, I want to act like this guy, I want to throw like this guy?
Yeah, me and Mike Stevens, the other senior pitcher, have been talking a lot about that. And Marcus Stroman's our favorite guy. That guy goes out there like absolute swagger hound every day. He's a small guy, but he pitches with ferocity, and he'll come at you with a fastball at 5'8", and that's crazy for everybody else. But this guy pitches just as if his hair's on fire, and he's the best player out there. I think emulating that gives you an advantage.
Usually, if you're from the Northeast, you migrate to South Florida. You did the opposite. You're from South Florida. You came to Lewisburg. We're so glad to have you. Why'd you choose Bucknell?
Just the education, and it's just not like a two-year, 4-year degree or decision. It's a 50-year decision, and I know down the road anything I want to do just because of the opportunity Coach Heather and Bucknell gave me, and there's some other options that could have happened, but this is the right place for me, and academically and on the field.
You're a great leader. People gravitate towards you. How would you define leadership?
Wow, that's a tough question, but I think when young guys kind of look up to you, even older guys kind of look up to you, you lead by example, and just following your footsteps on the field, off the field. They ask you questions, off the field stuff, on the field stuff. They look up to you, your work ethic every day. I think it just radiates throughout the whole team.
Sure. Jack Simpson, 6'8", he's like an offensive lineman on the hill. He's changed his body, though. He looks a lot leaner, right?
Jack, he transformed his body quite a bit this summer, right, and really took a big step in the right direction with that. And, it's kind of one of the things that a body that big, we don't really want him to lose too much of that weight, but he's kind of tightened it up and has worked really, really hard to do that, and has seen gains with both strength and velocity. So
last year you were so close to hoisting that hardware. What'd you learn from that experience that you can carry over into your junior season?
I know what it takes to get there for sure, and now I know what it takes to win. And you realize it's a team effort. I mean, last year Brett Smith, he had a big at bat. It's just we couldn't close the door, and it's a combined effort of everyone. And I know as a leader and people around me that we got it this year. So you guys better watch out.
You ready for this tough schedule? Number 4 Arkansas, Duke out of the ACC, a long trip to Florida. You ready for this litmus test?
I am. I'm real excited. I mean, it will be a challenge, but I mean, we're going to be going into Arkansas and not thinking anything too highly of them, just ready to go and ready to play some good competition, and hopefully we can sneak out a game or two and then go to the next weekend. But we're really just taking it one game, one weekend at a time, and just keep the train rolling.
You ready for the bright lights of the SEC Friday night?
I'm excited. I can't wait to get down there and play against them. We're not scared. We're ready to get out there and compete.
You're going to be the Friday night starter. You like the challenge of facing a #1 kid out of the SEC?
Yeah, I love it. My dad pitched in the SEC for Kentucky, so to sort of go back and see how he did it back in the day is awesome. Back when I played high school ball, the top players were all SEC kids, so I think it's my opportunity and a lot of our opportunity to prove that we can play with the best, and I think that's going to be huge for us.